Come on. What's going on? My friends, my family, my fellow gamers, this is your boy, Porter Rock 77. Let me make sure this sounds okay. Oh wait, it sounds okay. My friends, my family, my fellow. It's all good. Sorry for about the little feedback, but I do that because sometimes YouTube be messing up, and sometimes I be talking, and then everybody in the chat be like, Porter Rock, we don't hear you. So I just do that every time. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's in the best of health as you're watching this video live. Of course, I'm gonna just chit chat, talk about a little few, not really talk about a few things, just kill a few minutes, because this is a live broadcast. Now, if you're watching this recorded, understand at the time I was doing this live, and what I tried to do is I try to make sure that the chat, and the viewership hits a certain level, and usually it goes up pretty quick. The room fills up pretty quick, and then the conversation starts going simply before I get into the topic. But I want to say welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. This is your boy Porter Rock 77, your only friend in these YouTube streets. And of course, Professor P Rock is up in effect. I know you guys love this part of my channel. Sometimes this may not be the most exciting part of my channel, but I still think it's usually the best. Besides my rant and me bugging out and going crazy, this is the part where I think I'm at my best, because this is where I break down facts and information and analytical analysis without going into too hard, trying to make it all complex, as a lot of people. I simplify it, I keep it simple, and I stick to the facts. And I think a lot of people enjoy that, for those who just want to sit down and learn about industry and stuff. All right. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to the chat. Thank you so much for everybody rocking out. Harry Heck, what's going on? Robo Briggs already starting fights up in here. G Junior. They always trying to start a fight. Robo Briggs come up in here, want to pull up. Roman Knight, what's going on? And also the producer, what's going on? Hey, I'm glad you caught me live. Simply Deep, what's going on? Reclaimer, Alan Campos, what's going on? El Matador was good. Adam Wilson, Morby, Kevin Mack, Warlock, Luke's Blade, Rafael, you know what I'm saying? Brett Reed, Noi Choi, what's going on, brother? Who else we got? Arian Drake, Jaku Tomasu, Stuart Stokes, $2 super chat. Damn, already. Thank you so much. Even after this, I still have people arguing 56 a million. Well, guess what? This is the reason why I'm doing this for you. You understand what I'm saying? So now, once you got this video and you go up on YouTube doing your thing, you show them the video, be like, hey, brother man, Professor Porter Rock breaks it down. We definitely gotta get these facts swinging and stuff. And again, if you're in the room, hit the like button, spread it out on your favorite platforms for social media. Let's get this going. Let's get the chat live. Let's get the viewership up. Let's get this knowledge going, because it's been a while since I had to break out the chalkboard. And I don't have a chalkboard or a whiteboard. Remember my whiteboard? I miss my whiteboard. What else we got? We got Darren Slaughter, the random guy. All right, here we go. Omagazio, Cali Rex was good. Mordaki was good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up in here. J Love, what's good, my brother? Everybody's up in here. How many people we already got? Over 100 watching. Hit that like button, because we got 27 likes. We need people to get up in here and get this knowledge kicking, all right? But as you can see from the background, it's a little bit of Red Dead and stuff like that. Today, I'm going to start playing it. In fact, I'm going to start playing it right after this. Hold on, let me do something. So that way, I need to pop out the chat real quick. Make the chat box bigger. Here we go. But pop out chat. All right. Here we go. And usually I like the pop out chat because the window's a lot bigger. But it's acting funky now. Oh, here we go. Scrolling up. Here we go. There we go. Boom. All right. So we got a couple of people. We got over 100 viewers. Again, please hit the like button so that way it starts tweeting through Twitter, through YouTube, through all the social media platforms. P Rock about to spread facts about Xbox sales. I need everyone to get together and ban him. Oh, my man's about to pull. My man MM2K out here about to pull a dealer gaming. He's like, everybody at the same time hit ban. You know what I'm saying? Yo, on the real MM2K, that was the biggest fuck shit I have ever seen in my life, bro. Shit is crazy. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. You know, check out the link. Well, I don't know if it's not up in the description box yet, but you know to hit me up on on Twitter, PuertoRock77 _ all together. Stuart Stokes, another super chat. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Says, how is X1 outpacing 360 when there was 80 million in 7 years? And we're going to talk about that. Great point. Post up. Yo, post up with the talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do this. We're going to talk about it. P-Rock, mommy, fuck nigga. All right. This motherfucker right here. Damn, he made me curse on my own shit. This motherfucker right here. Here we go. In fact, I'm gonna do you and MM2K. There we go. All right, this motherfucker right here made me curse on my own shit. All right, so here we go. So what are we talking about, Puerto Rock? What are we talking about? Microsoft ain't released numbers. You know what I'm saying? MPD only really covers U.S. sales, and they don't actually release numbers themselves. We get leaks. No one's really tracking Japan because the people who track Japan don't really care about Xbox. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. Well, shout out to Next Gen 720, the Godfather, the man. I don't know how he does it, bro. Because, yo, he does things as if he has, and I wish that man so much blessings in YouTube, but Next Gen 720, I wish that dude could get 1 million subscribers. But he does things as if he has 1 million subscribers. It's incredible the shit that motherfucker gets access to. It blows my goddamn mind. I remember I was watching Next Gen early in the YouTube career, and my man came out talking about how before rumors of Novus or Neo and whatever, Scorpio, like almost a year, like yo, it's crazy. My man was telling me, oh, they're making 4K consoles, whatever. This was like 2 years into the gen and shit. And I was like, this motherfucker pulling these bullshit ass news to hype up his channel. And then all of a sudden the rumors of Neo came out. And I'm like, oh shit. And then Sony talked about, Microsoft came out with the event talking about Scorpio in 4K. I was like, yo, this dude was right, bro. When this dude came up and talked about freaking DirectX 12 and shit like that in consoles, I was like, this motherfucker making up the biggest bullshit. And it became true also. I'm like, yo, how does this dude do it? But once again, you know what I'm saying? Again, I wish my brother Z, he's my brother from another mother. We're both the yin and yang. We're both opposite ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? He's the devil on your shoulder. I'm the angel. Be like, get the console games. And he's like, man, get the bitch with the fat ass. He's the we like that. So shout out to the Broadband Bullies and everything. Them guys, I wish them guys the biggest and most success because it's crazy. Well, once again, yo, and this I have to give a little bit of shout out, not a little bit, but big shout out to MM2K. Whatchamacallit? Ashton Lugas, can you touch on how Xbox typically does in UK? I could touch on that. But that'll be a little bit anecdotal, not really anecdotal. Won't be much backing, but we could talk about that. But shout out to MM2K because MM2K, Moss, he's the one that found the report. Now, what blows my mind is how this report went so under the radar, but I could kind of understand why it went under the radar. It blows my mind, but I can understand. And you guys are looking at me like, Puerto, what the hell are you talking about? It's one or the other. I'm going to tell you why, all right? So, this is what I'm going to do, all right? So, Next Gen, MM2K, Broadband Bullies, you know what I'm saying? They straight up taking over these streets with the realness, right? They got this report, right? From John Petty, right? Or John Pedal. Let me look at the report real quick because I have it uploaded here. But this report, right? John Petty Research, right? So John Petty Research has this report out. Okay, now here's the thing. Let's backtrack. Let's do like Batman Dark Knight Return, where the Joker talked about the old days. Let's take it back a year ago. You see, these cops and lawyers wouldn't even think, that scene anyway. But let's talk about this. For pretty much most of the gen, when Microsoft stopped releasing numbers, we've been trying to find a way to truly find out how Xbox One was doing. What is the sales? We know Xbox reduced their market region from Xbox 360 for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, because the whole Xbox One Connect bullshit wasn't working in every region. So that limited the regions where it could go, all right? 2, Microsoft cut out a lot of regions where Xbox 360 didn't do well. So no more focus. So we all knew there was limited regions, right? We all knew that. But we still wanted to know, how is Xbox doing and why did Microsoft stop announcing sales numbers? They just said, cut it off, right? And we had little articles here, articles there, this, that, and the third, VG charts. We had nothing. And for a while, I pretty much accepted that we'll just never know until this report came out, right? And shout out to Broadband Bully, shout out to MM2K, shout out to Zaire from also getting the person who wrote the report, okay? We found a way to get the sales, right? Now, here's the thing though. We didn't get the information through actual Xbox One sales. This is not how we're going to know how many consoles Microsoft sold or whatever. That's the beauty about this report, because it's not actually really talking about Xbox One. This report actually talks about, wait for it, You ready for this? The report talks about, and this is what I love about the report, GPU sales. It's absolutely brilliant because the GPU itself is an AMD product. So AMD is able to talk about their own product. And that's what's beauty about this. So when the person wrote this report, I guarantee this person didn't realize that this was really going to be used as info to finally figure out how many consoles Xbox One sold. Because the report is really more about the GPU. And I'm about to show and share my screen. Think about it. In order to sell an Xbox One, you have to make an Xbox One, right? And what does it take to make an Xbox One? Obviously, you need a motherboard, you need a case, you need an AMD GPU, which is what Microsoft contracted. Same thing with Sony. No AMD GPU, no PlayStation 4, no Xbox One. Before you can put the console in the consumer's hands, it has to be sent to the store. Before it could be sent to the store, it has to be manufactured. Before you can manufacture it, you need all the parts. And one of those parts is the AMD GPU. It is brilliant. It is absolutely phenomenal. So we know the most consoles both of these companies can sell by knowing how many GPUs AMD sold to the companies. That's what's so brilliant about this report. And I'm going to show it to you because I'm going to share my screen right now. All right, I'm going to share my screen right now. Give me a second. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. Screen share. Absolutely phenomenal. There we go. And this is it right here. This is the John Petty report, GPUs used in gaming 2018, a special report on x86 gaming hardware. Really, that's really what this report is about. This is not a report of, oh, how many cells Xbox One. What is? It's not really about that. But in order to sell a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One console, you have to make it. Makes sense, right? You can't sell something that's not created. And in order to create this console, you have to build it. And here it is. This is it. This is the chart right here. I'm gonna put the link to this chart so everybody can look at it, but this is it right here. Okay. Come on. Oh, hey, relax. There we go. Here we go. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to put the where's the chat at? Where's the chat? Yeah, I'm gonna put the chat right over here. Okay, let me fix this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So before we can read it, looking at just x86 based consoles, which have been dominated by AMD since 2013, there has been a steady increase in install base. Okay, so this is cumulative shipping of GPUs in gaming consoles, millions of units. Okay, so this is what AMD shipped. Man, this thing is fucking with me. This is what AMD shipped here. Oh my God. Hello. Stay right there. Okay, now let me pull up the chat. Yo, I need a new, man, this is why. Here we go. Yeah, now we got it. Now we're cooking with chicken fat. All right. Yo, you bugging. This thing's bugging out. Holy cow. I'm so excited that, all right, here we go. Boom. We good now. All right, here we go. All right. So as you can see here, these are the cumulative shippings year by year of AMD shipping GPUs to the parent company. All right. So for example, in 2018, at the start, right, AMD has completed 99 million shipments of PlayStation 4. Now, this is the damage control, but soon they only announced 80 million sales. People, listen and understand the info. All right? Understand the info. The info is not how many consoles have been sold, it's how many GPUs have been shipped to Sony. Do you understand? So Sony is planning to make 99 million, up to 99 million PlayStation 4s. Doesn't mean that they already sold it. This is just for manufacturing purposes. You understand? This is AMD shipping GPUs to Sony. That's what this is, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. What is wrong with my mouse? This thing's on crack? What is wrong with you? Silly cat, what is wrong with you? Hello, relax. Hold on. Let me take this off. Because this thing's on crack. All right, there we go. This thing's haunted. Whoa, people. Oh shit, oh shit, my shit's haunted. Yo, I think Xbox trying to fucking hack into my shit right here. What y'all doing? What is y'all doing? No, get out of here. Yo, y'all bugging out. Yo, I think Guerrilla Gaming and Co is trying to do some shit, bro. Yo, I think they're trying to do me like J-Dub. You know what I'm saying? They don't want me to preach the truth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yo, this is wild. They're trying to stop the truth. You can't stop the truth. You know what I'm saying? The revolution will be televised. All right, but now listen. On the real though. All right, so the 99 million PS4s is just a representation of not really PS4s, but GPUs shipped to Sony so Sony can manufacture up to 99 million PS4s, okay? Understand that. This is not talking about console sales. This is talking about GPUs shipped to Sony. And then Sony has to, they're going to use the GPUs to build PlayStation 4s, right? And Sony's plan is obviously up to 99 million, right? Now, when that 99 million is going to be reached in terms of manufacturing, and then from manufacturing to shipping to retailers, and retailers sell to, all that stuff. The point about this is look at Xbox One. This is what's it. Shout out to Jemiah Dixon, $2. He's saying, ouch. This is the truth, bro. This is what's beauty about it, because this has to deal with AMD. This has nothing to do with console and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with console or whatever. This is just information about AMD. All right, here we go. But now look right here. Xbox One, right? Look how many GPUs AMD shipped to Xbox One. 36 million, 36.43 million. That's 36,430,000. Let's round it up to 37 million for argument's sake. That is how many GPUs AMD have shipped for Microsoft. And this is an important number, because if this is how many GPUs AMD shipped, there is no way Microsoft could be at 40, 45, whatever, 40 plus million consoles sold, because the fact is they haven't manufactured 40 million consoles. That's the information. This is what people couldn't have figured out. Microsoft at this point has the ability to manufacture up to 36.43 million consoles, rounded up to 37 million. 37 million consoles, and this is manufacturing. Again, this is not console sales. This is the ability to manufacture a console. The console still has to be shipped and bought by retailers, and then from there sold to consumers. So this right here, Microsoft is not even at 40 million. They're not 40 million. They might be by the end of the year, if they manufacture this whole thing, they might be at the end of the year 37 million tops by the end of the year. Maybe closer to January, February time-ish. And again, you cannot sell 40 million Xboxes if you did not manufacture 40 million Xboxes. And you can't manufacture 40 million Xbox Ones, with only 37 million GPUs. The math don't add up. You see what I'm saying? This is it right here. What's wild This is what's really wild. If you look at how many GPUs Microsoft's been ordering. So the first year they ordered 3 million, because that's their plan. Then the second year, 2014, you saw they went up to 7 million. So they doubled their orders, right? Then in 2015, 9 million. This right here is where Microsoft started realizing, okay, things ain't going the way we want to. Why? Because if you notice, a year later, they reduced their shipment to 8 million approximately. And then they reduced their shipment to 5 million. And now they reduced their shipment to 4 million. They're ordering less GPUs year over year, starting with 2015. All right. Year over year, less console, because the output of console sales are drastically reduced. Because you're not going to order 10 million GPUs in 1 year if you're not selling 10 million consoles. That's not how it works. Harry Heck, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I wait on the Xbox to go out with a rumor that Microsoft bought 10 million AMD GPUs from retailers to build Xboxes out of this AMD charts. This was really, right? Now, somebody asked real quick, is this including both? Yes. This is total AMD shipments from AMD because they're the only ones that are making the GPUs for these consoles. So this includes Pro and X. This is really the PS4 platform and the Xbox One platform. And AMD is the only provider of GPUs. So if if AMD only gave you 37 million GPUs, then you can only make 37 million consoles. And if that's all you're about to manufacture, then I'm sorry, you can't sell 40 million. Where did the other 3 million come from? You didn't make them yet. Now, here's the thing. So now everybody saw the chart. Now I'm going to go back. Let me close this out. Let me go back to my visuals. Because now this makes it all sense, right? Okay. This makes complete sense now. Right? This makes complete sense now. We all knew Microsoft wasn't doing too well in terms of console sales, right? Of course, they're making money. They're making, money off of third party, off of services, off of Xbox Live. They're still in the bank in terms of financial revenue. No arguing that, all right? But it is clear, due to the low sales of Xbox One console, you cannot blame Microsoft for not putting all their eggs in one basket, all right? That's just a reality. They can't. You can't be mad at them. I know as gamers, we want, we talk about gaming. We talk about how these consoles, their identities based on the exclusives. Microsoft is their product. And I said this all the time, but I did not realize how low. I honestly thought Microsoft was going to be at 40, a little bit above 41. But to just simply manufacture 37 million, I would say Microsoft's probably at 34 million. 35 million consoles sold to customers. That's really low at this point, right? They cannot put all their eggs on that one basket. It's just not feasible to rely on one device that's at this point maybe at 35 million after what? We're in 2000 after 5 years. After 5 years, when your competitors, one competitor is already pushing 90 million and the other one's already at 20 million within a year or so. You can't rely on just one device to be the bulk of your gaming division. It makes sense why Microsoft is doing so much, trying to gain ground on PC, which is another device. And now with this xCloud streaming service, they're trying to gain ground with a lot of devices out there, primarily phones and mobile tablets. It makes absolute sense. They're trying to sell their software. They're trying to get third-party support or third-party software sales on other devices besides Xbox, because Xbox cannot hold the fort by itself. They're not trusting it, And here's the thing. Who's to say Xbox One sales won't get worse next gen? Who's to say they'll sell even less consoles? What they're trying to do is Microsoft is pretty much trying to wean themselves from relying on one device to be the main source of revenue for the gaming division. They want the safety net of multiple devices out there. PC and laptops. Now they got xCloud, so you'll have phones and tablets. There may come a time where they'll be able to put, Game Pass or stuff like that on Mac machines and stuff, Apple machines and stuff like that. That's what they're going for. They're trying to cast a wide net of various devices, so that way it's kind of like having a mutual fund vice investing in one particular stock. With a mutual fund, you're putting your money in multiple stocks. So that way, if one stock does bad, another one might cover down. You understand? That's what Microsoft's trying to do. They're trying to take advantage of all these devices. That way, if at any point, any Xbox console is not selling well, it's okay because there's other devices where they're selling the games and services on. Xbox is not the focal point, it's not the main thing. Makes complete sense why Microsoft went this direction. The crazy part is they're kind of, in my opinion, what's the word? Sealing their own fate of the Xbox brand. They're afraid of Xbox selling worse generation, but at the same time, so they're afraid of Xbox not selling good, so they do decisions to protect their own interests, but those decisions is what's causing to Xbox eventually to not sell as good. Because one of the things about the console is the exclusives. This is already proven. It's always been proven generation after generation. You understand what I'm saying? It's already been proven, all right? Games sell consoles. Exclusives are the identity of these consoles. That's the main attraction of these consoles. You know what I'm saying? I know some people want to say power and all that, but power changes from console to console, and PC always ends up having the most powerful platform anyway. But the one thing that doesn't change, and the one thing people will always remember, is the games. When we look back at Super Nintendo, Genesis, Dreamcast, look at Dreamcast. Dreamcast was a total failure in the sense that it only lasted 2 years, and Sega's like, hey, we're out of the console business. But a lot of people remember the Dreamcast. Everybody remembers the games, for as long as it was available. That's the true identity of a console, right? Microsoft took that away by putting it on a PC, and now with xCloud, you can play these exclusives, well, not even exclusive no more. You can play these games on a phone without an Xbox. You can play it on a tablet, and who knows how much more Microsoft's gonna go. You understand? Now, I know people are saying, well, I'm not a PC gamer, I'm a console gamer. That's fine, but not everybody is like you. There are people open to the idea of, I don't need to buy this console. I don't have to buy this console. Even console gamers will be like, yeah, I'm a console gamer, so I'll pick Nintendo or PlayStation as my console. For Xbox, I'm going to just mess around with this xCloud app, or I'm going to just play on the PC that I could already play on. There's no lesson. There are going to be people who are not going to buy an Xbox simply because they don't have to get an Xbox. That's just the reality. When you give a choice not to buy this product, there are people that's going to take it. There's still people who's going to buy it, but I don't think it's going to be as much over time. Less and less people will buy the platform simply because they don't have to. Xbox is going to be limited to the hardcore console player who wants an Xbox console. That number is not as big as you think, all right? I mean, hell, even now, as you can see, Xbox consoles not selling a lot, And this was including numbers where people bought Xbox consoles because of exclusives. Let's remember the first 2-3 years, a lot of people bought Xbox One consoles because of exclusives. So this 37 million manufacturing includes people who bought Xbox One because of exclusives. You're not going to have that next gen. People who bought consoles like, oh, I'm going to get this console because of exclusives and it's the only way I'm going to play it, they're not going to be there for Xbox. They're not. That's just the reality. They're not going to buy the Xbox console because it doesn't have exclusives. They don't need to. They have access to games in other ways. Those people are going to chop the numbers up. That's what you have to think about. Remember, people did buy Xboxes the first 2 years because of exclusives. They wanted to play the games that's not available on any other device. It wasn't on PC. It wasn't on PlayStation. They saw the games. It's only available on Xbox One, and they bought it. Those guys are not going to make the same decision next year because they don't have to. They have an alternate option to play those games now. All right? Interesting. Shout out again to Next Gen 720 for pushing out this number, for getting info. Shout out to MM2K for getting this stuff. Shout out to the Broadband Bullies and all that for getting this incredible piece of information. All right. So now we pretty much know where Xbox is at. They're at in the 35 to 37 window frame based on GPU sales. And because of these low sales, Microsoft made the decision to not rely on just one device as their sole gaming division. And they cast a wide net now where they're putting this stuff on multiple devices. Because the truth is, Xbox One on its own cannot support Microsoft Gaming Division. Or at least they don't have that faith that it's going to support Microsoft Gaming Division. All right? So with that said, 273 viewers, please hit the like button. We got over 200 people. Just before you depart, hit that like button. Thank you so much for checking me out. Hit the comment section up. Let me know what you think. Are you all that surprised? Let me just give me your comments and your opinions. Also, you see the link to my Twitter. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to post the link to the report. It's like a 35-page report or whatever. But if you want to take a look at it and see it for yourself, it's pretty incredible, whatever. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the chat. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. I know this was a last-minute thing. Again, shout out to Next Gen 720. Check out his channel. He actually has an interview with the person who wrote the report and stuff like that. It's part of the company. Phenomenal interview. Shout out to Broadband Bully. Shout out to Mighty Moss for getting those numbers. He must have got that shit, from his Connect and GameSpot, his janitor Connect from GameSpot. All right. But anyway, this is your boy Puerto Rock 77, your only friend in these YouTube streets, and I'm out because I'm gonna get down to some gaming time. And I'll see you soon. Check out for my next video. It's going to be why I don't want PlayStation 5 to be. Everybody talks about what they want PlayStation 5 to be. I'm going to tell you why I don't want it to be. So tune in for that video, all right? It's your boy, Puerto Rock 77. And I'm out. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. All that good stuff. You know the deal. I'm out. Peace. Man, this laptop's haunted. I swear to God, dealing coke. They're trying to shut me down, dog. They're shutting me down. They're trying to ban me. They're trying to get all the subscribers, do one mass ban. I ain't having it. The revolution will be televised.